This is not a rant video showcasing how Boruto is the worst thing upon the planet. No, this is simply a critique video of the Boruto manga by someone who actually watches the anime and also reads the manga and covers Boruto content here on YouTube on a semi-regular basis. I have been really critical of the Boruto anime in the past, especially with its anime canon addition, but I would be a hypocrite if I do not address some of the major issues of the Boruto manga as well. And currently, after the release of Boruto manga chapter 59, some of the major glaring issues of the series is now coming up once again, and because a lot of fans were actually disappointed with this chapter being quote-unquote fillerish or rather being a slice of life based upon the character of Kawaki, I feel like this is quite a good time to talk about some of the shortcomings of this series, especially as the manga is concerned. But once again, please do note that all kind of constructive criticism is actually welcome, but I just don't want to see the comment section being a hateful mess, just saying that Boruto is the worst existence on the planet. That is not actually the case if you read the manga. But with that being said, hello and welcome to Wonder WhyZ. My name is Soham and thank you so much for watching this video. In this video, we are going to talk about the Boruto manga and where is it exactly going wrong. But before that, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to our channel since I do weekly anime and manga related content along with a bunch of other stuff. With that being said, let's begin the video. Now I'm not exactly going to talk about just Boruto manga chapter 59. I've already made a review video for it, you can watch it out here, and inherently I don't exactly hate this chapter. It's just that some of the elements or some of the plot points being introduced here are kind of iffy, and it's just not utilizing the great lore of the series that Naruto had actually built up. But in order to explain all of these things, we have to go back to the original question that what exactly is the Boruto series. From its very name, that is Boruto Naruto Next Generation, it's supposed to be about Boruto and his newer generation as such, and this is supposed to be the story of this new era which has come up after the 4th Great Ninja War. Therefore, quite a substantial amount of time has gone by and there is obvious change in Konoha and the entire world, so this series essentially deals with this new world. But at the same time, this is a sequel. This is a definite sequel because it definitely ticks all the check boxes. This series is based around after Naruto has become the Hokage, or basically when Naruto is the Hokage, something which was the original dream or motivational factor of Naruto for the entirety of the Naruto series. So in basic terminology, this is definitely the sequel of the Naruto series. I know that the time skip is when the actual story is supposed to start. This is like the quote-unquote prequel or the flashback of the entire series, and the true or real story of the series is going to start after the time skip when eventually Boruto and Kawaki will begin their fight. And that is why Boruto says in the very first chapter of the series that this is my story, this is not the story of my father. I am not trying to become the Hokage, that's the story of my father, not mine. But at the same time, we have to agree with the fact that this is definitely the sequel, the direct sequel of the Naruto series. But the problem here is that the Boruto franchise is not able to find the proper middle ground. The issue here is that it is not able to utilize the lore, the rich depth and lore of the Naruto series which the story had left behind. The only essential plot characters now are the Otsutsuki clan members, which is fine by me. I'm not saying that it is wrong to explore the Otsutsuki clan members, and a lot of people might say that this was basically a last minute addition by Kishimoto. I'm not going to enter that debate here. But the problem is that in the midst of this, the story of Boruto is not at all utilizing its core cast. And by core cast, I mean the older generation. And I'm not just talking about Naruto or Sasuke. There's a lot of many characters, plot points, themes, which are just left out and not ever properly utilized, especially in the Boruto manga. The anime, I will give it credit, sometimes it does try to implement some of the other characters, but for the most part, it's not really that well handled. And the manga simply chooses to ignore all of these things. It's just a basic skeleton without any kind of flesh whatsoever. It's fine, you can say that the anime always adds these extra stuff, which is obviously good. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but when I am criticizing the anime for its bad stuff, I will also have to criticize the manga for its lacklustrous approach. It's a monthly manga and it just cannot afford to just focus upon the story of Boruto and Kawaki. And I'm coming to the newer generation, by the way, which is a huge problem, but at the same time, from the older Naruto series, where are the clans? Where are the different clans of Konoha? They are not existent or they are not important anymore. Where are the special jutsus of these clans? Apparently they are not important anymore. Where are the other characters from the 5 great ninja nations? I mean, sure, they are only evident or they are only available during the 5 Kage summit when Gaara is just going to ask Naruto that does he have the guts to actually take down his son. That is basically a mouthpiece. Gaara has been reduced to a mouthpiece now, and essentially no other characters from the other nations are important at this moment. I mean, what happened to Killer Bee? Why has he never ever interacted with Naruto after he became the Hokage? I mean, that just leaves so much to desire. At the same time, where exactly is Orochimaru? Because while all of this is happening, while Boruto has been given this Byakugan suppressant drugs, why the hell is Naruto not consulting Orochimaru when his very own child Mitsuki is in the very same team as Boruto? So Orochimaru can definitely be trusted here. Moreover, what happened to the other Konoha 11 members? Where the hell are they? And Hinata is a lost cause. I just can't even talk about her anymore. I've talked about it numerous different times, how she's such a huge wasted character. And these are simply some of the simpler problems of the Boruto series. It's just not at all utilizing this rich history that the Naruto series had left it behind. It's just implementing or introducing a new character every single month, and just that's it. It's not able to build the world at all. At the same time, if we are just going by the series that Boruto is a new series, it's focusing on the newer generation, then where the hell are the newer generation? I mean, let's talk about Sada and Mitsuki. They are supposed to be the main central attraction of the series other than Boruto and Kawaki. They are the new Team 7, so what the hell happened to them? Even they are not that important to the series, let alone the other members of the newer generation. If they are not actually developed by the manga, how much can the anime actually do? The most that we have seen from Sada is definitely the Boro fight, and after that she just basically appeared in chapter 58, but her showing in chapter 58 left a lot to be desired. At the same time, what the hell happened to Mitsuki? He is such an interesting character, and credit where credit is due, the anime is definitely doing a much better job with him. The manga counterpart of Mitsuki is just lacklustrous and ineffective in that particular matter. So essentially the main problem here is that the Boruto franchise is not able to come to a middle ground or a common ground where it is able to establish a link between the older generation or older concepts and taking in from the rich history of the past in order to develop the newer generation. Just Boruto and Kawaki are not the newer generation, there are other characters as well. I'm glad that chapter 59 actually focused a little bit on Shikadai as well, because he's a very interesting character in my opinion, even though he's supposed to be a clone of Shikamaru, but at the same time I'm just glad that the manga is at least focusing a little bit on him. So this is what I feel is the main problem of the Boruto franchise, and the issue gets even worse when this is a monthly manga and people are waiting for it. I'm not saying that each chapter has to have some action. There needs to be some sort of a downer chapter which establishes the lore of the series. These kind of chapters, that is chapter 58, chapter 59, are necessary for the eventual time skip. I'm not at all denying that. But just introducing newer characters every chapter without actually, going in depth with the lore or world building, it's kind of a lacklustrous approach, and just leaving everything behind for the anime is yet a bad decision in my opinion. Now once again, please do note that I'm not hating about the Boruto series. I cover it on a semi-regular basis, and the development of its art has been really substantial. The best example is obviously Sasuke. I'm not saying that the entire series is very good for that matter, especially even in the art department, because still characters like Hinata are just a lost cause. I'm not even talking about that, but the overall art and character designs have definitely improved. But this is just the story element, or the core central theme of the Boruto is still a bit hidden inside this particular weird mist, and let's just hope that this scenario eventually improves and this does not remain as a Boruto and Kawaki series. Let's hope that the other characters also get their due shine, and let's hope that this is not just a lacklustrous overall approach. So these were my quick thoughts upon the Boruto manga. What do you guys think about all of these things? Please do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. So that's it for today guys, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more. Also, please join the channel membership for some very cool perks and features, and also join our Discord server as well. We have a lot of discussions in relation to anime, manga, and more. With that being said guys, this is Wonder WhyZ, and I'll see you soon on the next one.